Hello, friends, and welcome to Week Ahead Reading with me, Intuitive Rene. Always such an honor and privilege to be here for you and to do these readings for you, and I do so enjoy making them, especially this one because it's got so much going on. I hope you enjoy it as well. So if you are a returning watcher, if you are returning to the channel, thank you so much for your love and support. And if you are brand new here, welcome, and I hope you enjoy. So Week Ahead readings, we cover quite a lot of information, giving you a little bit of everything that you can pick and choose from to suit yourself and to access during the week. So we start off, I know the table looks a little bit dull and boring when we start off, but we start off looking at a theme for the week ahead, and this will be for the collective. So a theme for everybody who watches the particular video. And we have got Word of the Year Oracle. So we grab a card from each. Combined gives us the key phrase, and I have an Oracle deck as well. So the combination of these two decks, because that's a single deck, so the combination of these two decks gives us our theme for the week ahead. And the Oracle that I'm working with this week, and I will show you the box, is the Shaman's Dream Oracle. So I thought that would be a nice one. I haven't used it in a while. So that will give us our theme for the week ahead. And as soon as we've done our theme, we move into a animal energy reading for the week. So we see what animal energy wants to work with us, what animal energy is connecting with us for the week ahead. And then we go into a crystal reading for the week. So a crystal energy that you can work with, or that you can use, or just hold close, or just think about for the week ahead. And then we get into the elemental reading. And for the elemental reading, I've basically taken the signs of the zodiac and I have categorized them by their elements, being elements of fire, earth, air, and water. And I do a single reading for each element. So there are 4 different readings. And to give you just something personal for the week ahead. And then finally we get into the Q&A with Spirit, where I have a whole bunch of questions and we shuffle and we draw a question, and then we use another tarot deck to get the answers to that question, letting Spirit guide us as to what that is. And then as an extra special for those members of my Motivated and Activated channel, so on my YouTube channel we have these memberships and these different tiers. So if you are on the Motivated or Activated tier of my channel, you can stick around right at the end for a bonus reading as well. So there is a lot that is covered in this particular reading, and we are into, we can really say, the first week of April. So this particular reading is for the 3rd of April through to the 9th of April, I think it is, if I can do math. If I can do math. So it's the 3rd to the 9th of April. So it's basically the first working week of the month. And if you haven't already checked out your zodiac reading for the whole month of April, please do that. There is individual detailed readings for each sign of the zodiac to give you guidance as to what you during the month of April. So there's a lot of information, there's a lot of content available to keep you motivated, inspired, and guided on your path of life. And all I ask in return is a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and a comment from you below would be amazing. And if you're wondering how do you jump around or navigate this particular reading, just here at the bottom of the screen somewhere will be a little red bar, and if you click on that bar or put your mouse on that bar, you will see that there are chapters. So chapters are basically portions or sections, and you can then jump around. So if you're not really keen on, like when it comes to the elemental readings, if you are an air sign, you don't really want to sit through the fire and the earth signs. You want to get straight to your air sign. So you can use the chapters to skip those two and get straight on to the one that's relevant and appropriate to you. And if you haven't already joined my channel, please do so. Click the little join button down here. Very inexpensive, and at least it supports me in the work that I do. It allows me to continue doing this kind of work for you, and there's all sorts of benefits to it, so do consider joining. So we're going to get started with the theme for the week ahead. So I have got my 2 Word of the Year oracles. We're going to start with the orange one first. Let's give it a shuffle. We've had quite a few repeated words over the last couple of weeks. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but like the words like magical, you know, those type of words have come up quite a lot over the last couple of weeks. So let's see if we get something different. Let's see if we get something different. Okay, so there's quite a few that have jumped here, but I'm going to take just that first one, more. So more is clearly the first word. And then let's see more what. More what. Let's see what wants to come through for us today. I know I'm a bad shuffler, and these are just on normal cardboard, so they are a bit thin and flimsy. Just looking for a single one. More delight. You see, I like that. That's fabulous. Right, so more delight are going to live up in that corner. I can actually do a bit of an overlap just to try and save some space. So when I think about more delight as a theme for the week ahead, immediately what comes to me is fun, happiness, joy, success, anything that puts a smile on your face, anything that brings a level of excitement, a level of delight into your life. That's what's going to be the theme. And this doesn't mean that it's going to happen automatically. I just want to bring that up and point that out to you. Just because the theme for the week is more delight doesn't mean it's going to be an automatic process. I think this means that we need to be focusing on more delight. And by focusing on more delight, it means being open to it. It means welcoming it. It means attracting it into your life. So more delight as a theme is wonderful. We mustn't assume that it's just going to happen on its own. We have to manifest, drive, create, initiate, and be mindful and conscious that this is what we want in our lives. And if we can do that, then it absolutely can happen for us. Right, let's see what the Oracle deck wants to contribute to more delight. I love more delight. So this is the Shaman's Dream Oracle. Just giving it a shuffle. I'm looking for a single card from this deck, a single card that's going to give us a little bit more than more delight, or contribute towards more delight, or just help us to understand what more delight actually means. Right, I am happy with the shuffle. I'm going to cut the deck there and take the first card off the top. Right, putting the deck away. Let's have a look and see what card we have for our theme. Aren't these backs gorgeous? They really are stunning, aren't they? Look, we have got card number 2, Beloved, and it says Radical Acceptance. So we have a flaming heart, okay? So that's the first thing that sort of jumps out at me here, is this beautiful flaming heart. And there are embers and, sparks that are flying everywhere. Beloved. Beloved is such a beautiful word. It's so encompassing. It doesn't reference a single person. It doesn't reference a single entity. Beloved references everything and everyone. And when we talk about something that is beloved, it means that it's important to you. It means that you value it, that you accept it, that you recognize it, and that you love it. And something beloved is something truly treasured, truly honored, and truly valued. I love this radical acceptance across the bottom as well, because what radical acceptance is referring to is acceptance of yourself. Okay, so when we talk about love, we automatically make the assumption that we're referencing other people outside of you, outside of, in anybody else. And we always tend to forget about the self-love, don't we? We always seem to be so focused on everybody else in our lives that we often neglect and forget about ourselves. So beloved and radical acceptance, to me, is about recognizing what's truly important in your life, who is truly important in your life, acknowledging the love that you have for them and the love that they have for you. But it's also about radical acceptance of who you are, of who they are, loving them unconditionally without any attachment, without any expectations. And if we can do that, now see how it's all connecting in. If we can do that, if we can radically accept ourselves, them, the situation, the relationship, the beloved connection that we have, that in itself will bring us more delight. So when we are critical, judgmental, hard on ourselves or other people, delight is the first thing that disappears. Delight is the first thing that sort of vanishes from our frame of reference or from our space. So when we have this radical acceptance of, and it's not just accepting, saying, oh, well, this is the best I can get, so therefore I'm going to accept it. That's not radical acceptance. Radical acceptance is, I love you who you are. I love you as you are, whether that be yourself or another person. Radical acceptance is, I love you unconditionally, almost like, and I love to bring the animals into it, but almost like a dog loves its owner. There is that radical acceptance. Whether you're a good person or not, that dog loves you unconditionally, absolutely unconditionally. And look at the delight that dogs have when they spend time with their loved ones, when the loved ones come home. There is just so much delight and happiness, and it's almost like that instant forgiveness. Even though you've been at work all day and they've missed you terribly the whole day, as soon as you come in, it's like instant forgiveness, instant delight and instant love. And there is that absolute beloved connection. So we need to focus on that for this week. And I think if we do that, if we learn to radically accept ourselves, warts and all, faults and all, and others, that will bring us more delight, more love, more happiness, and more success in our world. Love, love, love that. Okay, so now that we've spoken about puppy dogs and their unconditional love, we're going to move into the animal reading for the week. And this week I am going to be working with the Animal Kingdom Oracle cards by Leanne Peters. I love this deck. I love the colors. I love the vibrancy. I love the messages. And I also like her, I'm going to call it her variety of animals that she has. I don't know if it's just because she's also a Southern Hemisphere creator or what it is, but I really do enjoy her choice of animals that she has. So we're looking for a single card from the animal deck, which is going to be an animal energy that's going to work with us during the week. It's an animal that we can learn something from, an animal energy that we can connect with, and an animal energy that maybe will offer us some characteristics that we can adopt and use in the week ahead. So I have chosen a single card. Let's turn it over and see which animal energy we have for the week ahead. We have got an air dragon. Oh, that is so interesting. And it's telling you that your mind is powerful. So air dragons is not an actual living creature, but it is I'm going to call it a metaphysical creature. And when we talk about the suit of air or the element of air, we're talking about the mind, we're talking about our intellect, our thoughts. And we need to recognize, we need to understand how powerful the mind is. And the things that you think the most about is what basically becomes reality in your space. And that's exactly the message of the air dragon. I want to see, where is there less glare? Air dragon, you're apparently going to live by the beloved. So the message of the air dragon is pay attention to your thoughts, pay attention to your mind, pay attention to the kind of things that you're thinking all the time, and recognize that if you're stressed and worried, if you're anxious about anything, you're actually, because that's consuming your thoughts, because that's consuming your mind, we tend to then manifest that. You know, the universe has this amazing ability to give us whatever we ask for. And if you're concentrating or thinking or worrying about loss, lack, disappointment, pain, fear, etc., the universe says, okay, that's clearly what you're looking for, and the universe will then continue to give you that. Whereas if the focus is on beloved delight and more delight and finding happiness in every moment, the universe will then give you more of that same. So air dragon is a beautiful reminder for the week ahead that we do need to pay attention to our thoughts, to pay attention to the things that are going on in our heads. And with that, I'm going to add in the words that come out of our mouth. So I look at the air dragon and I'm suddenly noticing we've got all this blue. I know we've got all the red and oranges here as well, but the background of this particular card is that dark, dark, dark blue. The air dragon is also blue, and then my nails are sort of matching all of that. And, you know, especially when I put my hand like that, we've got these two which are darker and these two which are lighter going that way. And immediately I'm reminded of blue, which is our throat chakra, and the throat chakra is all about communication. It's all about verbal expressions, mindful expressions, but it's about communication. It's about how you are heard, how you express yourself, the things that you're thinking, the things that you're saying, and the things that you're manifesting in your world. So it's all tying in so beautifully. So this is a week. The best way to have more delight in your life is to be more open and honest around your thoughts, your feelings, your expectations, your needs, wants, and desires, and not allowing fear to restrict or limit you in any way. So far, all tying in so beautifully. All right. Next on our agenda, I'm just getting them out of my little bag over here. Next on the agenda is a crystal energy that we can work with for the week ahead. And I have my crystal cards. There are 100 of them here. We're going to shuffle and we're going to draw a single card, which is going to be a crystal energy that we can work with for the week ahead. So we're going to look at the properties of the crystal. We're going to look at the functions of the crystal. And even on these cards, we even have an affirmation that we could use for the week ahead to help us. So we're looking for a single crystal energy or a crystal that we can work with for the week ahead. Gosh, and I am shuffling so badly. Okay, well, I do think I have shuffled nicely. I'm going to cut the deck over there and take the first card off the top. So let's have a look and see what crystal energy do we have for the week ahead. Oh, look at that. Blue is the theme, friends. Blue is the theme. So this blue, I'm not even going to try and say it because I'm invariably going to say it wrong. It is said to absorb negative energy. So there we go. As well as harmonizing the mind, the body, and the spirit. It can ease self-doubt, and it can help you to be open to new ideas and to become more enthusiastic. It is very nurturing. It is a very nurturing stone, and it can provide stability, especially in group work. Its element is water. Its chakra is actually all of the chakras, and the affirmation that we can use is, I am free of negative energy and feel enthusiastic. So write it down, record it somewhere, use it. So we have got definitely a blue theme. Even though those are my orange and my green, we've definitely got a blue theme developing here. And even though this particular card says it's referencing all the chakras, this particular crystal, it is definitely coming through with the throat chakra. It's definitely coming through with the thoughts. It's coming through with the emotions, and it's coming through with the throat chakra expression of self and all of that. So I think that is just amazing. Absolutely amazing for the week ahead. And again, this particular crystal, do Google it if you want to get a nice picture of it or whatever, but you can see it's kind of coloring there. It's a very, very soft blue. It almost looks like a blue lace agate. So that's a fairly common crystal here in South Africa, a blue lace agate, and I'm sure a lot of you will have a piece of that lying around. But the blue, just want to try and say its name. I want to call it a chalcedony, but I don't know if I'm saying it right. But I think, it looks like a very gentle, soft, solid blue kind of crystal. So if you've got a blue lace agate, I think the blue part of a blue lace agate is actually this particular stone, although I could be wrong. But Google it. If you don't have that particular crystal in your collection, just Google a picture of it, and you can save it as the wallpaper on your phone. You can take a screenshot of that if you want to, but you don't necessarily have to have the crystal and hold the crystal in order to enjoy the properties of the crystal. By thinking about it, by contemplating it, by being mindful of it and accepting what the message of the crystal is, and just enjoying images of it and reading about it and things like that will be exactly the same as actually owning a piece and holding a piece of the crystal in your life. All right. Next on our agenda, I love that word. Next on our agenda is the elemental readings. And the tarot deck that I've chosen to use for the elemental readings. So we are now the first full week in April. And we have just gone through a season change. And we're all definitely noticing that for us here in the Southern Hemisphere, that the temperatures are cooling down, which is fabulous. And because it is our autumn season, I was obviously thinking autumn is, the trees and losing their leaves and all of that. So I thought I would use my tarot of trees and look at what we have, all the blue. So I had this deck out already, and it is a beautiful deck. So it's got no people. Every single card is depicted as a tree, so the trees almost take on a human form, or a, just a persona, if I can put it that way. And I just absolutely love this deck. So I'm going to use the Tarot of Trees today to do our elemental readings. And the elemental readings, we do fire, air, earth, and water. Before we do each one, I will tell you which zodiac signs they are for, but just the fire signs is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. The earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Air signs being Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and the water signs being our Cancerians, Librans, and Aquarius. So all you're going to do, and I'm going to take 2 cards for each sign, and we're going to read them looking at what you can expect for the week ahead. And there are chapters just here, time chapters, and if you can't see them, they do open up the description of the video below. There's a little down arrow here that will open up the description for you. And if you open up the description, you will see the timestamps. And if you are not fire, which is the first one we're going to look at, if you are earth, air, or water, you can click the timestamp or the chapter to go straight to that portion, and then you can go on to the Q&A once you've had yours. So I'm going to shuffle, And we're going to start with the fire signs. So fire signs being Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. We're looking at the week ahead, the week of the 3rd to the 9th of April 2022. What's in store for you for the week ahead? What is something that you need to know? What is something that you need to be aware of for the week ahead? Okay, this is for fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So the first card we have for you is the Page of Pentacles, and the second card we have for you is the Hierophant. Okay, so let's have a look at this Page of Pentacles. Now, I love these cards because they're so nice and little. I can actually handle them. So Page of Pentacles, we have this lone tree standing on top of what looks like a bit of a hill, a bit of a mountain. You can see that he's not quite at the top yet, but he's maybe making his way there. Everything, we've got a bit of cloud happening, but otherwise everything's clear, everything's clean, everything's simple, everything's pretty. Okay, and our Page of Pentacles is standing very proud. He's standing sort of at the top. He hasn't quite made it there, but he's so close. He's so close to have summited the mountain, summited the hill, and he's feeling very confident and he's feeling very proud. He hasn't really, because he's still quite young, he's still quite innocent, he's still quite naive, if I can put it that way. He hasn't truly experienced the weather. Okay, he hasn't truly experienced the weather elements that may happen to him, and because of that he's feeling quite full of himself, he's feeling quite confident, he's feeling quite self-assured. So the Page of Pentacles message is, make sure whatever you're doing that you are completely grounded, make sure that your roots are well established, make sure that you are completely grounded and safe, attached to whatever it is that's going to hold you back. We don't want, if our roots are too shallow and we do get a bit of a storm brewing, we're going to be ripped up in absolutely no time. Page of Pentacles is a reminder that you've still got some experience and learning to do, to achieve. That yes, you may have a lot of theory, you may have a lot of knowledge, you may have a lot of understanding, but practically you don't actually have a lot of knowledge. So for our fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, this is Spirit saying to you that you may find yourself having to do things for the first time this week, having to experience things for the first time this week. And as much as you may be quite confident in how to go about that and how to do it, just make sure that you are well planted, well grounded, and well rooted before you start your activities, because if things do go wrong, you don't want to be thrown off course. Okay, and connected to that, for our fire signs of Aries, Leo, and Sag, we have got the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is such a beautiful card, such a beautiful interpretation, because the Hierophant is all about our morals and recognizing what's truly important, recognizing what truly matters, and not deviating from that. Okay, so here we have this tree who has been standing there for the longest time, probably the oldest tree in the forest, in this particular forest, well established, well grown. So much so that everybody else around looks up to, recognizes and respects the tree. The message of the Hierophant to you is that if you don't know what you're doing, if you're feeling like you're navigating uncharted territory, ask for help and guidance. Lean on a wiser person. Lean on somebody that is around you, that is available to you, to give you answers, to give you guidance, and to give you assistance. Don't try and do everything on your own, because there is help available. There are people available. There are options available to you. And often the advice, the help, and the guidance that's offered from the Hierophant is often very simple. But it's about recognizing morals, recognizing truth, integrity, and honesty. But also we need to recognize that sometimes, I'm going to say, our ego can get in the way. And with the Page of Pentacles, it's saying that, don't feel like just because you know what to do doesn't mean you can. You may absolutely be able to do it, but there is also a chance that you may get knocked off a little bit. So ask for help, take the help, accept the guidance that is offered to you, and don't try and do everything on your own. All right. So that's for the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius for the week ahead. I am going to leave these cards over there, if they will stand nicely. And we're now going to move on to our earth signs. So earth signs being our Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Let's have a look. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn for the week ahead. for the week of the 3rd to the 9th of April 2022. What's in store for you for the week ahead? What is something that Spirit needs you to know or be aware of for the week ahead for the earth signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn? Okay, cut the deck over there. And first card we have for you is the Six of Swords, loving the colors coming through. And loving the colors coming through. And we have the 10 of Swords. All right, so earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The first card that we have got for you here is the Six of Swords. Now, the Six of Swords is a very interesting card because the Six of Swords is acknowledging that whatever you're doing at the moment, whatever you're going through at the moment, it's pretty tough. Okay, Six of Swords is acknowledgement that it hasn't been an easy journey. It hasn't been easy. You've actually had a few challenges and a few difficulties. And at this point, you are considering moving on. Okay, you are considering leaving the comfort of the shore because actually it hasn't been good for you. And you're wanting to go and explore what's on the other side of the water. So here you are. There you are, the three of you over there, and moving across the waters. You don't actually know what's across, but all you're doing is hoping that it's going to be better than where you're leaving, where you're coming from. Because at this stage, it feels as if anything is better than this. But this is a card that says to you, the grass is not always greener on the other side. The Six of Swords is also the card that says to you, as much as we acknowledge the hardships and the challenges that you've been through, running away, it may seem like a good idea. It may very well be a good idea, but you won't know until you've actually made the change. Now, the card that really stands out for me here is this one. This is the 10 of Swords, and I know it. I mean, it's a horrific card, horrific card. So here we have a tree that has been completely destumped, completely uprooted. We've got all these swords that have gone into it, and what looks like it's lifeblood, it's sap that's leaking out of the tree. We have got storm clouds, and we've got fiery colors in the background. So this is a tragedy card, okay? 10 of Swords really is. And it says that sometimes we just give up. Sometimes we just feel like, you know what, with everything that's gone on, I can't anymore, all right? So sometimes the 10 of Swords is the card that says sometimes we just want to give up. Now, in this particular deck, humans, people, and circumstances are depicted as trees. Trees are made out of wood. And yes, once a tree has been destumped or derooted or cut or whatever, the tree is technically no longer living and technically dead. But it can, even if it's left where it's fallen, it's giving back to the earth, isn't it? It's returning back to the earth, which means it lives another day. So the 10 of Swords is, again, and honestly, earth signs, Virgo and Capricorn, these two are saying to you, we see you. We acknowledge that it's been tough. We acknowledge that you are going through hardships at the moment, whatever they may be, because each one of you will have something different taking place. But the 10 of Swords are saying to you, just when you feel like giving up, just when you feel like I'm done, okay? What happens is we let go of the past. We let go of the who we thought we were, or who we thought we wanted to be, or who we thought we needed to be. We let go of all of that, and we open ourselves up to the next chapter in our lives, where we become something different, where something else is birthed, where something else is created from the tragedy, from the walking away, from the starting over. Okay, so I do think, earth signs, this is Spirit saying to you, we see you, we acknowledge you, we recognize you, but it's not over. You're moving away from something towards something that you're hoping is better. Don't fear the worst. Remember, your mind is powerful, okay? We need radical acceptance. We need more delight in our lives. So we need to accept that once we've moved away, that is when we will be born again. That is when we will come back to life in a different shape, in a different form, in a different energy, and that will be better than what we leave behind. Okay, so this is encouragement for all my earth signs to make the change, even though it seems scary, even though it seems dangerous, even though it seems like I don't know if I can, but actually you don't have a choice, you have to, and know that the outcome of this is going to be completely different from what you anticipated or expected, but ultimately it will be better for you. Ultimately, it will bring you more delight. But you have to recognize how powerful your mind is, and don't let your mind think that this is it and it's done and dusted and it's over, because there is more. The sun will come up tomorrow, a whole new opportunity, a whole new day, and a whole new way of reimagining yourself and your life. That is what waits for you. All right, earth signs. So don't let fear hold you back. Be brave, be courageous, and move towards a new life, because you deserve it and it's going to be better for you. All right, I'm going to leave them over there. Next, we have our air signs. Air signs being Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Let's have a look and see what the week has in store for you. This is the week of the 3rd to the 9th of April 2022. What is the message that Spirit has for you? What is in store for you for the week ahead for air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius? Okay, cards are shuffled. Cutting the deck over there, and I'm going to take first card. We have the Page of Wands. Second card we have is the Four of Pentacles. All right, air signs. Let's have a look. I love the Page of Wands. Look how cute. I mean, we've got pretty flowers, we've got clear skies, we've got beautiful fields, we've got butterflies, and we've got a strong, healthy tree. So when I look at this, first of all, we have to understand page energy is somebody who's fairly young, somebody who's fairly inexperienced. Okay, we're at that point now where we're sort of late teenagers, early adulthood. Okay, where we have knowledge and we have information and we have a little bit of experience, but we've still got so much more that we need to learn. Page of Wands is somebody who is very enthusiastic and very eager, and somebody who actually is willing to just jump in and get busy. So Page of Wands is really saying to you, air signs, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius, that there's lots that you want to do this week. There's lots that you want to accomplish this week. And you may be super eager. Like if we have a look at what this tree is doing, you can see that he's leaning forward, almost like he wants to carry on exploring and he wants to move on and see what else is there. So the Page of Wands is saying that you've got this curiosity about you and this inquisitiveness, and you're so super eager and curious to go and explore and to see what life has to offer you. The second card that we have for you, air signs, is the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is almost, if I can call it, the opposite, okay? The opposite kind of energy from the Page, because the Page is like, let me go, I want to do, I want to see, I want to experience, I want to do it all. Four of Pentacles is saying, slow down, slow down, slow down. The Four of Pentacles saying, don't be too quick to rush into anything, okay? Hold on to your knowledge, hold on to your information, hold on to the things that are important to you, and don't be so quick to rush off at a tangent. So that's why I'm saying that they're almost at opposite ends of these two. So you're going to have this enthusiasm and this high energy, but we need to reel it in a little bit. All right, air signs. So we're going to be excited, especially considering we've got more delight, especially considering, you know, that there's so much that we want to do, and there's so much we want to experience. There's so much we want to feel, and all of those kind of things. But the Four of Pentacles is saying to you, think it through. Be cautious, slow yourself down ever so slightly, and just double check with yourself, especially when it comes to spending. All right, this is not a week for spontaneous purchases. Even though it's pretty and you want it and you can use it and it's amazing, and you know, I mean, I know we can substantiate, all right, we can, but this is really a very clear message, air signs, for Spirit to say, don't be so quick to jump in and spend. Rather hold back a little bit, rather think on it a little bit, rather investigate alternatives before making any decisions, okay? So do your research, do your homework, do the things that you need to do, but don't be so quick to give or to part with your money, your emotions, your thoughts, or anything that's important to you, even though on the outset, it all looks fabulous and it all looks wonderful. So be cautious, air signs. Think it through a little bit before you jump into anything this week. If you do that, you will absolutely be fine. So short, sweet, and simple message for you guys this week. Right. I like it. I'm going to put your cards over there so that they are out of the way. And next we're moving into our water signs. So water signs being Cancerians, Scorpio, and Pisces. Let's have a look and see what the week ahead has in store for you. Cancerian, Scorpio, and Pisces. The week of the 3rd to the 9th of April 2022. What's in store for you? What is something that Spirit needs you to know? That was my really bad shuffling. What is something that Spirit needs you to know? What is something important and significant that you need to be aware of for the week ahead? All right. Cards are shuffled. Cutting the deck over there, and we're going to take 2 cards off the top. So the first card we have for our water signs is the 8 of Cups. And the second card we have is the 8 of Swords. So very interesting that we got the 2 8s coming through. Okay, so let's look at the artwork, right? So water signs, the 8 of Cups. So the 8 of Cups, first of all, we have got, it almost looks like this layer, okay, or this tier, and everybody's sitting at a different level, and there's this hollow that's come through here. But actually what's happened is they might have been, all of these cups that we have, they may have been placed on the tree, but you know, everything's looking a bit dry and a bit barren and a bit forgotten. So these 8 cups are saying, you know what, it's been great, it's been fabulous, and I've learned, achieved, and succeeded in everything I needed to here, but it's time for me to explore some other trees. So each of these cups are now sort of saying, all right, I'm just going to leave you guys there now, and I'm moving on to look to see what else is out there, what else is available. So the 8 of Cups is like breaking free and exploring opportunities, exploring other worlds, exploring other scenarios. So that was about movement and going and trying and exploring and seeking and looking. And then the 8 of Swords is the absolute opposite of that. Because the 8 of Swords says, I'm stuck, I'm trapped, I can't go, I am being bound, I am being held, I am being held hostage, I am trapped and I can't move, and I want to move, but I can't move, and oh, woe is me. So these 2 8s are poles apart, movement and stuckness. So water signs, I think the message that's coming through for you here is saying that in the week ahead, you know you want to move on. You know it's time for change. You know it's time to explore alternatives, but you're feeling like you can't. You're feeling like circumstances and situations and whatever else has got you stuck and trapped. The issue that we have to understand here is that this stuckness, okay, this feeling of being trapped, of being stuck, of being caged, of being whatever, restricted, is a figment of the imagination. You are as free as you ever want to be. There is nothing holding you back except your mind. Okay, the 8 of Swords, Swords is the suit of air, it's the suit of the mind, it's the suit of the thoughts, it's the suit of the intellect. More delight is our theme for the week ahead. So water signs, this is Spirit saying, try not allow your emotions to limit or restrict you. It's definitely time for change. It's definitely time to explore other realities, to explore other options, but you're limiting and restricting yourself because you care too much, because you're too gentle, because your mind is too powerful, and your loyalties and your integrity and so many other things are keeping you in that space. When you recognize that this limit, restriction, or whatever it is actually just a figment of your imagination, when you realize that, suddenly you will be free to move on and explore new realities, new alternatives, new worlds, new life, new opportunities to your heart's content. But you've got to overcome the limiting mindset that you have at the moment. Be open to more delight. Be open to radical acceptance. And don't feel responsible for everybody else. Just actually, it's time to focus on you. It's time to focus on your happiness. It's time to focus on your mind and to release yourself from whatever is holding you captive, trapped, and restricted. Okay, so water signs, tough one for you this week, because you know this no, this goes against your grain. This goes against who you are, and we have to overcome this because this has been holding you captive for far too long now. It's time to let this go. Take that blindfold off and to realize that you're not trapped. You're not stuck. You're actually as free as a bird to explore, to feel, to see, to experience more, more. All right. So water signs, good luck for the week ahead. Explore away and don't let anyone or anything keep you back, to keep you trapped or to keep you captive. Right, friends. Next on our agenda is our Q&A with Spirit. All right, so Q&A with Spirit. I have got a couple of question cards here. And this is a question that Spirit feel that we should be asking, a question that Spirit feel we should be thinking about, or just a bit of guidance and advice that Spirit want to share with us. So giving it a shuffle, we're asking Spirit, what is something that Spirit want to answer for us? Time on something that we should be thinking about, something we should be exploring in our life right now. Okay, I have shuffled. And I am going to take that card over there. Let's have a look and see what is the question for this week. It is a question on light, and it says, how can I shed more healing lights on this situation? So we're looking at the light side, we're looking at the positive, we're looking at the up of life, and we're saying, how can we shed more healing light on this situation? So we don't have a situation. So there's not, because we're doing this for the collective, and because every single one of you watching right now is going to have a different circumstance, a different scenario, a different reality, you're going to have to think about your own situation. Okay, so I'm going to ask you at this point to just take a minute while I'm getting the tarot deck ready. Take a minute and think about whatever situation you want to shed some healing light on, whatever it is in your life, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a person, whether it be a situation, whether it be a particular challenge that you are facing. So the question we're asking, and we're looking only for the positive, how can we shed more healing light on that situation? And the deck that I'm going to use to answer our Q&A today is the Journey Tarot. So the Zend Out Journey Tarot is its full name. Beautiful. I love the artwork on this particular deck. These are the backs of the cards, and they are just, the artwork is the bright, bold, colorful, modern, inclusive, just fabulous. I love the fact that we've got all body shapes and styles. We've got some normal looking folk, some not so normal looking folk. It is just a beautiful, beautiful deck. So we are saying, how can we shed more healing light on whatever the situation is that you have thought about, whatever the situation is that you're thinking about, whatever the situation is that you are going through at the moment. So we're asking Spirit, how can we shed more light, more healing light on this situation that everybody is going through? And it's going to be a different situation, because each one of us are living our own realities and our own journeys and our own paths. So let's see what, let's give the cards a little shuffle. So Spirit, how can we shed more healing light on our particular situation? Let's see what comes through. Okay, I'm happy with the shuffling, cutting the deck over there. Card number one we have is the Devil. Love that. Love that as the answer. Second card that we have, just want to make some space. We've got the Six of Wands, similar colors coming through here. And the third card, similar colors again. We've got the Queen of Wands. So friends, this message, this answer is actually quite fabulous. Just in a nutshell, before I get into details, the Devil is the card of obsessions. It's what you're obsessing about, what you're thinking about, that thought that just consumes your mind, okay? Remember, our mind is powerful. Remember, we've got a radical acceptance of love, self-love, and love of others. So the shedding healing light on the situation, we're obsessing and thinking and focusing on the wrong thing. Okay, the Six of Wands is such an interesting card on its own, because the Six of Wands is the card of victory, it's the card of success, and it's the card of everybody coming out to celebrate your success. So whatever the situation is, whatever this that we need some healing energy put around, and I'm loving how we've got this healing energy, this kind of sun focused energy around the wand that represents you, and then we've got the 5 others here. So the 6 of Wands is the card of victory, it's the card of success, it's the card of accomplishment, but it's the card of recognition of accomplishments. So you're being super hard on yourself, okay? You are not allowing yourself to celebrate your success. You're not allowing yourself. Now, I want to remind you of this affirmation. The affirmation here says, I am free of negative energy and I feel enthusiastic, because whatever the situation is, you are stuck in the negative mindset of it. That's what the devil is saying. You're focusing and obsessing on the wrong issues, on the incorrect things, on the negative aspects and not the positive aspects. You are succeeding. You are already succeeding. You are already achieving great things in this particular situation. And then we've got this fabulous Queen of Wands. And I mean, I call her fabulous because, oh my gosh, she so is. Let's just look at her. First of all, I'm not a snake person, okay? I really don't do snakes, but look how comfortable she is with that snake. Like, you know, she is focusing on healing energy, because that's what I get here, the way that she's holding her palm like this. And we've got this wand or this stick. And look at this energy, this healing energy that it's sending out, not to her, but to the world, to you, okay? This snake, now a snake is representative of transformation and change. When we have, now if you think back to Christian origins, you know, we had the snake of temptation, who was actually the devil disguised as a snake, who brought through the temptation and eat the apple and all that kind of stuff. So this particular snake is representative of all of those energies, and we are focusing on the wrong thing. So our Queen of Wands, she is confirmation. The way that she's standing, hand on hip, hand open, looking forward, she is sending out those positive vibes, sending out those healing energies that we need on the situation. But what we're doing is we're trying to control, we're trying to navigate, we're trying to please everybody, we're trying to do everything. But the truth of the matter is we can't. We need to start recognizing and accepting whatever this particular situation is that you have asked for healing on today. Spirit is saying to you, you're focusing on the wrong aspects of it. And I can almost guarantee that every single one of you, what you're focusing on, what you're obsessing on, and the part of the situation that you're looking at is the part that makes everybody else happy and not the part that's right for you. Because that's who we are. That's who we are. That's who we are. We are all, you know, we believe that we can only be happy once everybody around us is happy. We can only be successful once everybody around us is successful. And this is Spirit saying, how can we shed more healing light on the situation by seeing it for what it truly is? Number one, recognizing who you are and not who you are being portrayed as. Because if we look at this card, our young lady standing here, she is as normal is. We have to acknowledge her barefootness. Her barefootness. Yes, that's a word. I've made it up. That means that she is grounded, connected to the earth, that she is feeling every step that she takes. Now we look at her shadow. Can you see what's going on in her shadow? She's got the devil horns, but they're not there in reality. So people are telling her that she's the devil, that she's wrong, that she's, you know, blah, 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 blah. And she's believing it. And you can see by her demeanor, by her body language, by the way that she's standing, that she's not confident. She's blocking herself here. She's protecting herself here because she's feeling vulnerable. She's feeling exposed, and she's starting to believe the stories that others have been saying about her. When the truth of the matter is, she is achieving greatness. You are achieving greatness because this is you, okay? This is not you. This is you. And you are achieving greatness. You are actually succeeding in more ways than you will ever begin to comprehend. And everybody is seeing it, but maybe people are jealous of that. So our Queen of Wands is stepping forward to remind you of how amazing you are, and to say to you, you are being loved and supported. Spirit are rallying around you, sending as much healing energy as you need. But you need to change. You need to adapt. You need to change. You need to go with the flow. You need to stand up for yourself and not allow other people's opinions to affect you. Okay? And that is how we heal the situation. And that is how we move past the situation. And that is how we become better humans, and also how we attract in more delight into our lives. I love that, friends. I really do. I think that is such a powerful and such an important message for every single one of us this week. So spend some time thinking about it. Come back to this as often as you need to. Once you've identified what your particular situation is, you know what, even make a list of all your situations, of all your challenges and problems that you have. And I can almost bet you that you can associate this reading, this message, to every single one of those, and it'll make sense as to what you need to do. All right, you got it. Good. So at this point, next on the agenda is a extra message, an extra reading, an extra piece of guidance for those members on my motivated and activated tiers on my YouTube channel. So if that's you, do stick around for that. The rest of you, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your love and support, for supporting me in the work that I do, so that I can continue to bring you more of this content to help you be motivated and inspired in your journey of life. And until we connect again, with love and blessings from my heart to yours, have an amazing week. Take care, friends.